Batting fifth and playing second base, number 18, Brady Tynes. Batting sixth and pitching, number 25, Jordan Belson.
Yes, ma'am.
Batting seventh and playing third base, number 11, John Babiowski. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 7, D'Artagnan Wilcox. And batting ninth and playing left field, number 21, Cade Johnson. Please rise for the national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, from the Hornets' Nest in Poplarville. It's time for Area 4A high school baseball action as your Sumrall Bobcats invade Poplarville to take on the Hornets. I'm Kelly Sanner, along with producer, engineer, and director Jeremy Thompson. On an overcast, breezy night, storms expected in the area, but after this ball game is over, certainly that is the hope anyway. Sumrall comes into this game 9-2. The Hornets come in 8-2, but this is the first region game for both teams. Let's take a look at the Bobcats, who will bat first. Dennis Jackson leads it off, playing center field. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Zane Berry. Graham Crawford, the catcher, bats third. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Billy Garrity. Garrity playing right tonight. Seth Williams batting fifth. He's the designated hitter. Javen Williams batting sixth. He's playing left field tonight. And the Sumrall batting order is complete with Hunter Barrett playing third. Mason Story is at first base batting eighth, and Tanner Morgan batting ninth. So for Sumrall, it is Jackson, Berry, Crawford, Garrity, Mitchell, Williams, Barrett, Story, and Morgan. On the hill for the Hornets is Jordan Belsom. Belsom spelled Belsome. And again, we're hoping to get this game started at 7 to take any weather complications out of the equation. And we're hoping that most of the storms will stay to the north of us or hit the Poplarville area after this game is over. These two teams are scheduled to play again tomorrow night in Sumrall. Again, starting time tomorrow night about 7 o'clock. We'll go over the...
Now batting number 5, Dennis Jackson.
6:30 the starting time tomorrow night. And we'll give you the Hornets batting order when they come up to bat in the bottom of the first inning. So underway here, Dennis Jackson leading it off. Jackson, as he digs into the batter's box, hitting .385 with no homers and 4 runs batted in. First pitch from Belsom in the full windup is a fastball low and away. 3-man umpiring crew here in Poplarville, a natural grass field. Dirt here at home plate. Wind blowing out towards center field tonight. Second pitch also low and away. 2-0 now to Dennis Jackson with Zane Berry on deck. Again, first 4A district contest for both of these teams, who have had terrific seasons up to this point. The Hornets being coached by Slade Jones in his first year. Jones is a player here. Dennis takes a strike right there. 2-1 to the leadoff hitter for Sumrall with Zane Berry on deck. That wind has been blowing pretty briskly to dead center, but it'll take a poke to get it out of here. That green monster in center field. Check swing. Said he held it up. Belsom wants to know if he went or not. But ball 3 is the call, 3-1. Thought Dennis might have gone on that one. 3-1 pitch, and that actually hit off the end of the bat. Jackson thought it hit his elbow, and the umpire thinks it hit the end of the bat. So the home plate umpire will call upon Mike Cullip, the base umpire down there at first. Mark Harrington down at third. Jackson is going to be awarded first base. Because, in those type of situations, the hitter would always rather hit rather than get beaned. But Dennis is at first base on the hit batsman, and here comes Zane Berry. Berry hitting .323 with no homers and 3 runs batted in. Time for Sumrall roll call. Give us a text at 601-310-7077. Let us know where you're watching the game from. Christy Martin is traditionally the first one to check in, and she has already, from down in Folsom, Louisiana. 601-310-7077. So here's Zane now. No homers, 3 runs batted in. Sumrall batting in the top of the first inning. It's been cloudy. Wind has been pretty steady out toward center field. Again, storms anticipated a little bit later, but we hope to get this one in before Mother Nature changes her mind. Larry Knight down there at third. Coach Cooley at first base. These are the games that count now. This will determine which teams go to the playoffs, the district games. First pitch from Belsom is high and away. Graham Crawford on deck, the switch-hitting catcher for Sumrall, who will go up there left-handed against the righty Belsom. The Hornets in their white shirts, white pants with the forest green caps and forest green socks. Here in Poplarville, Poplarville won the region in football this year, and they hope to duplicate it on the baseball field. But Purvis, Sumrall, Forest County AHS, some of those other teams will have a say in the matter. That pitch is low. 2-0 now to Berry. Logan Powell checking in from the 601. Brittany and Ronnie Smith also from the 601. Watching the webcast tonight. Glad that you are with us. Logan Powell, big fan of the Raw Cats. Now that he's on to the next chapter of life. 601-310-7077. There's a strike. Throw down to second base on the attempted steal. Not anywhere near in time. And Jackson is there in scoring position with nobody out. It was a strike at the plate. So 2-1 to Zane. Zane had kind of a slow start to the season, but the trip to Hoover really did him some good. Bat came to life, and he has raised that average now to over 300. 2-1 the count to the Sumrall second baseman, Jordan Belsom, on the hill here for the Hornets. Checks Jackson at second, shortens up the delivery and tries to bunt that ball down the first base line. It is beautiful, right inside the line. Throw to first, and safe is the call, as the throw pulled the second baseman, Brady Tynes, off the bag. So runners at the corners, and now Coach Slade Jones coming out wanting an explanation as to what Cullip saw. He gave the indication that the throw beat him there, but that the foot came off the bag. So Cullip will confer with the home plate umpire, and it'll go as an infield hit.
Now to bat number 34, Graham Crawford.
So runners at the corners now. The Pareto text messages coming in. Ann Williamson checking in from Petal. She's watching in the 601 area code. Also from the 601, Sean and Kelly Clinton. Those are some names we didn't hear over in Alabama necessarily, but glad to have you aboard as well. Ann Williamson, Sean, and Kelly Clinton. Sumrall looking to grab the lead here in the top of the very first inning. First pitch to Crawford is a fastball right down the tube, and he fouled it into the screen. Crawford hitting .310 with no homers and 9 runs batted in. Crawford will get used to making this trip to Poplarville. He's committed to Michael Avalon and the Pearl River Wildcats. Raymond Mccraney checking in from Marrero, Louisiana. Righty versus lefty, the matchup here. That was actually behind him. Kind of a unique pitch there. So 1-1 the count. I don't know if you can see close enough on our picture, but how that flag is really busy out in center field. 1-1 pitch from Crawford. High and tight, 2-1 now. Dennis Jackson at third. Zane Berry at first with Billy Garrity in the on-deck circle. Sumrall batting in the top of the first inning here in Pop Vegas. Berry with a conservative lead at first base. Fakes going. And that pitch missed now. 3-1 to Crawford. Hank and Melinda Lott are listening and watching from the 601 area code. So is Mike Peterson. Mike Peterson doing the public address for Sumrall. The Bobcats will return home tomorrow night for a 6:30 start against these same Hornets. Swung on and fouled out of play, and that'll fill up the count now at 3-2. Then Sumrall scheduled for a non-district contest Saturday 12 noon against another set of Bobcats, PCS. I think the Bobcats will win that game one way or the other. So the count is full. We'll see if Zane Berry is in motion now at first base on the full count. He is not going, and that pitch is low and away, ball 4. So the bases are loaded.
Now bat number 31, Billy Garrity.
And here's Garrity now. Garrity hitting .280 with 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. Sully Clark running at first base for the catcher Crawford. Sully, the heir apparent, one of the left infield positions for next year. First pitch to Garrity. That missed. And I don't know if it was out or a little bit high. So no place to put Garrity. They've got to give him something in and around the plate that he can try to drive. Garrity hitting in the cleanup spot with Seth Mitchell on deck. Pickoff play at second base, not near in time. Umpire Mark Harrington was right there to give it a good look. Sumrall on their dark gray pants with the black tops. Those blue numbers on the back trimmed in yellow make them a lot easier to see. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. Fastball across the outer half of the plate. The Wind River Backcountry Outfitters are watching from Du Bois, Wyoming. Garrity fooled on an off-speed pitch there, way ahead of it. 1-2 now to the Sumrall right fielder. That's got to be Sully's brother, huh? Sam out in Du Bois. Probably a little bit warmer here, about 70 degrees. Too high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out yet. Jordan Belsom has thrown a lot of pitches here already in the first inning for Poplarville. That bat bouncing off the shoulder of Garrity. The 2-2 pitch swung on. Here's a high drive to left field. Being tracked, but the ball carrying. That ball is gone. A grand slam. The wind blowing out that direction. He got it up in the air and had some good pop on it anyway. And then just enough to get it over the wall. A grand slam, and Sumrall leads 4-0.
bat number 3, Seth Mitchell.
I think Billy will probably even tell you that that's not as good as he can hit it, but he has just padded his RBI lead on the team now. Jumps from 11 RBIs to 15. And here's Seth Mitchell. Mitchell hitting .467 with a homer and 6 RBIs. There's a fastball in there for a strike. He'll be followed by Javen Williams. And kudos to the Poplarville public address announcer tonight who actually pronounced Javen's first name correctly. Strike 2 now to Mitchell. 0-2 to the designated hitter. Batting for the pitcher, Cross Sibley. The 0-2 pitch, low. 1-2. You'd have to think with even just the 4 that Sumrall's got here, that if Cross pitches like he usually pitches, that 4 would be enough. But you know the guys are going to go up there and get their cut. Swing and a miss. A bender on the inner part of the plate. Mitchell goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Javen Williams.
14, Javen Williams.
Javen hitting .207 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. Top of the first inning. Sumrall leading 4-0. Sharon Brakefield watching from the 601. Thank you for tuning in, Sharon. Glad that you're with us. Dennis Jackson led it off. He was hit by a pitch. That first pitch is low. So he was awarded first base. Then Zane Berry on an infield hit after Dennis Jackson stole second. So that put runners at the corners. Then Graham Crawford was walked to load the bases, and Billy Garrity deposited one over the left field wall for the grand slam. There's a strike. Big-time Billy G's grandparents and Uncle Roger watching from Mendenhall. Where's Uncle Roger been? So on a pop into foul territory, gets into the Sumrall dugout. So that'll just go as a strike. They said they were yelling all the way from Mendenhall as that ball went over the wall. We thought we heard you from here in Poplarville. Huey and Judy Thompson are watching. Way to go, Bobcats. One and two the count to Javen Williams. Check swing. Appeal that didn't go. Was called high out of the zone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Javen hitting 6th in the order with Hunter Barrett on deck. Breaking ball low in the dirt. Patricia and Buster Wolf watching from Oak Grove, giving Sumrall the thumbs up. Patricia and Buster Wolf watching the webcast tonight. Can't get that left field line for you. There's a shot into right field. A 2-strike hit for Javen Williams as he fights it off and puts a laser into right. So he's there with an out. And here's Hunter Barrett. Third baseman hitting .286. No home runs, 10 runs batted in. Barrett, too, increased his numbers at the tournament in Alabama. Now the flag really dancing out towards center and left center. First pitch from Belsom is a breaking ball down in the dirt. Good job by the catcher, Chris Hughes. To keep that ball in front of him. Bobcats getting busy early here. There's a fastball strike that power versus power. Belsom tried to blow it past him and did on that one. 0-2 now to Barrett. Mason Story in the on-deck circle over here to our right. Belsom set. Pitch is high. 1-2. Trying to get Barrett to go up the ladder for that one. So 3 hits in the inning, a couple of singles and a home run. 2-1 pitch. Too high. 3-1 now. It doesn't look like the pitchers are going to get that high strike. We've talked before about how it's the pitcher's jobs to adjust to that home plate umpire. 3-1 pitch. That one's there. And of course, if you're not going to get them high, you got to go low. Coach Andy Davis's mom and dad are watching in Taylorsville, saying, way to go, Bobcats. Of course, they know a little bit about baseball in Taylorsville up there in Smith County. The Tartars have been great for years. Payoff pitch, 3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. Runners at first and second now, and here's Mason Story. So Sumrall has now sent 8 batters to the plate here in the top of the very first inning. Story hitting 148 with a homer and a couple of runs batted in, but he's got 2 ducks on the pond here at first and second with 1 out. Swung on and popped out of play down the right field side. And you heard Chris Hughes right there, the catcher, telling his defenders down the right field side that it was out of play. It's always really helpful defensively when a catcher will direct traffic like that, keeps outfielders from running into fences, twisting ankles, getting hurt. So 0-1 the count to Story with runners on first and second. Next pitch is inside, 1-1. Slade Jones in his first year as coach here at Poplarville. He'll have to go to the bullpen a little bit later. It's tough to be able to throw this many pitches. Belsom has already racked up here in the first. 1-1 pitch to Story. Swung on. This one is lifted high to right field. Being tracked out. Boy, that's a rainmaker. Catch is made. All the runners will hold their positions. Kanan Ray out there in right makes that catch. There's 2 away.
Now up to bat number 27, Tanner Morgan.
So runners will be going on contact, and here comes Tanner Morgan. Morgan hitting 154 with 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. Uncle Ernie has checked in saying, let's go Honeybee. And those are the Barrett boys, right? Uncle Ernie from the 601. That pitch is inside to Tanner Morgan. Should Morgan reach, then Sumrall will go back to the top of the order. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot into right field. That ball is down. Ray will play it on 1 bounce. Here comes the throw to the plate. It will not be cut off, but it will not be in time. A 2-out single for Tanner Morgan. Brings Javen Williams across the plate. Barrett advances to third. So runners at the corners. 2 outs. And back to the top of the order in Dennis Jackson. Jackson was hit by a pitch his first time up. 5-0 Bobcats here in the top of the first. Breaking ball strike. Jackson probably looking for the heater. But Belsom started him off with a bender. Boy, what a great start for the Bobcats here, and for Cross Sibley to be able to go out on the mound with a 5-run cushion. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1 to Dennis Jackson, who came into the game hitting .385. Of course, we mentioned he got plunked his first time up. That does not count as an at-bat. The 1-1 pitch. Low. Gets into the net. Streaking toward home is Barrett. He will score. Standing up. Racing down to second is Tanner Morgan. And Sumrall has increased the lead now to 6-0. And the count is 2-1, I believe. And Slade Jones, the coach for Poplarville, had said something to the home plate umpire on the way out, and the home plate umpire will head out to the mound, perhaps to get his 2 cents worth in. Slade Jones still looking at the home plate umpire when he called timeout to talk to his pitcher. So there's a huddle taking place there on the mound. the Hornets are off to a great start this year, and we're really looking forward to this first series with Sumrall to see kind of where they stacked up. A great tournament that Sumrall played over in Hoover. Record was 2-2, but you're playing some of the top teams in the country. And it's all about getting ready to play in district. These are the ones that count toward going to the playoffs or not, seedings and all those sorts of things. So back to the pitch to Dennis Jackson. There's a strike. And the scoreboard says 1-2, but I think it's 2-2. So down at second is Tanner Morgan. He'll be moving on contact. Swung on. Here's a drive to left center field. That ball is hit well, but on the run in center field and tracking that one down is Tyson Holston. And Dennis is out in his second at bat. But what an inning. 6 runs. Got to make sure I get the hits right here. 6 runs on 4 hits. Of course, the big one was the grand slam by Garrity. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. And the Cat defense comes out onto the field. Let's go over the batting order for Poplarville. Tyson Holston will lead it off and play center field. He's playing center. Batting second, Rhett Garrett, the designated hitter. Garrett actually hitting for the catcher, Chris Hughes. Blaze Breerwood, the shortstop, the fine shortstop who is committed to Nicholls State. He will bat third, followed by Kanan Ray, the right fielder. Ray had a out in that inning. Brady Tynes, the second baseman, bats fifth. He'll be followed by Jordan Belsom, the pitcher, who will hit for himself in the 6th hole. John Babiowski, the third baseman, will bat 7th. It's got to be the captain of our all-name team so far this year, John Babiowski. Dart Wilcox, short for D'Artagnan. That's one of the names of the Three Musketeers. But Dart Wilcox, the first baseman, bats 8th, and Cade Johnson
Just a reminder, we're still selling raffles.
will round it out.
We'll be drawing the winner in the 5th inning.
He's playing left field for Poplarville. So again, for the Hornets, it's Holston, Garrett, Breerwood, Ray, Tynes, Belsom, Babiowski, Wilcox, and Johnson. Sumrall leading it 6-0 here. These two teams scheduled to play again tomorrow night, 6:30 in Sumrall, and then Bobcats will face the PCS Bobcats on Saturday at 12 noon, also in Lamar County. Special thanks to our sponsors, State Farm Insurance agents Stacy Clark and Lance Ware. ComSouth Communications Family Practice After Hours Clinic on Highway 98. And ready to get underway here in the bottom of the first inning. Cross Sibley on the hill. Sibley comes in with 2 wins and 1 loss. He has a 1.40 earned run average. He has pitched 20 innings. He has given up just 9 hits. He has walked 11 and struck out 25. Lefty versus lefty, the matchup here. Sibley to Holston, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Sibley, a sophomore on the hill. Nothing really new as that one's chopped right back to Sibley. Should be a underhand flip to first base, and it is to Big Mason Story, who pulls that one out of the air very quickly. 1 up and 1 down. Holston out on the 1-3, setting the defense for Sumrall as it pretty much has been all year. Barrett at third, Morgan at short, Barry at second, Story at first. In the outfield left to right, Javen Williams, Dennis Jackson, and Billy Garrity in right when he's not pitching. Sibley looking at another lefty in Rhett Garrett, the designated hitter, and there's a strike at the knees. Barrett in on the grass at third, thinking that Garrett might try to push a bunt down there and get on base. The 0-1 pitch. And that pitch is inside, and it actually hits Garrett. So he will
Bat number 2, Blaze Breerwood.
waltzed down to first base. And here's Breerwood, the shortstop. Breerwood has also played second base, a very versatile player, could probably play anywhere. The only weakness I see in the Breerwood kid is that he's a Yankees fan. And there clearly needs to be analyzed about that. First pitch to Blaze is low, ball one. First righty that Cross Sibley has seen here tonight as that wind continues to work its way out towards center field. 1 on, 1 out here for Poplarville in the bottom of the first. There's a strike at the knees. Beautiful pitch. Breerwood thought it might have been just a shade low. Laid off of it, they play him straight away here as that wind is blowing straight out towards center. Now time is called. Earlier this week, Purvis and Forest County started district play. Of course, those are two teams in the district, including Lawrence County, Greene County. There's another pitch, same location, same call, strike two. So Breerwood's got to get busy now with a 1-2 count here with Kanan Ray on deck, the right fielder for Poplarville. Sumrall leading at 6-0 here in the bottom of the first. Sibley gets the sign from Crawford, checks the runner. The 1-2 pitch, here's a chopper back towards Sibley. Thought about going to second, but then went on to first for the only play that he really had. It'll go as a fielder's choice. 2 outs with Garrett at second base, and here's Kanan Ray. Kanan is a Hornet legacy. His brother Chandler Ray was quite a player here and then went on to play at Pearl River. Kanan's parents are in administration at the school here at Poplarville. First pitch to him is right there for strike one. Got to kind of feel bad for Chandler. His brother excited to go tell his parents, I get to play at the next level. The bad news is it's 2 blocks away. PRC. 0-1 the count to Kanan Ray. Should he reach, then Brady Tynes would come to bat. Swung on, sawed him off toward third. Barrett tried to handle it, and the spin on the ball was really wicked. Could not make the play. It will be ruled an E5.
Now to bat number 18, Brady Tynes.
So runners at the corners for Poplarville and 2 outs, and here's Brady Tynes. Brady Tynes, the second baseman. This will be a lefty versus lefty matchup. Bottom of the first inning. Sumrall jumped on the board with 6 quick ones. But the Hornets buzzing around here in the bottom of the first inning, making some noise of their own. First pitch is a breaking ball away. 1-0. You'd expect maybe that Halen Sanford would get the start tomorrow night. You never know what Larry Knight might be thinking. Billy Garrity has filled that role as a starting pitcher. Hunter Barrett pitched well in Alabama. 1-0 pitch, and that one is inside and hits Brady Tynes. So the bases now are loaded.
25, Jordan Belson.
And here's Jordan Belson, the pitcher, who gave up a grand slam in the top of the first inning to Garrity, and he's in a position to where he can help his own cause here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. So Sibley, who has normally been stealth-like and is pitching it all around the corners and in the strike zone, has beamed 2 here in the top of the first inning. He'll go from the full windup with the bases loaded, and the first pitch is a fastball strike on the corner. With the bases loaded, very little room for error. So he challenged Belson with the fastball. The 0-1 pitch. Too high. 1-1 now. And of course, with 2 outs, anything hit, the runners will be off to the races. Hornets trying to get back in this one. That 6 looks good in the top of the first for the visitors. Breaking ball in, and Belsom's going to be awarded first base. And that will bring Larry Knight out of the dugout. Another hit batsman. Now you remember when Sumrall was in Hoover last week, the home plate umpire would not award the runner first base in situations like that. But here,
if anyone's lost Honda car keys, please come to the press box to pick them up.
Here, Belsom was awarded first base, so the bases are loaded again with 2 outs, and John Babiowski, the third baseman, will come to bat. His name, Babiowski, the third baseman's name, is so good you'd almost think it was made up. All right, John Babiowski.
Now up to bat number 11, John Babiowski.
There you go. First pitch from Sibley. Fastball outside. And Babiowski never made it in baseball. He could go into wrestling. Bam Babiowski, right? Be perfect. 1-0 pitch from Sibley. Swung on, popped out of play right over our heads. We've got the prime location here in Poplarville. 1-1 the count. Should Babiowski reach, then Dart Wilcox, the first baseman, would come to bat. 1-1 pitch. Strike right down the tube. So Sibley ahead now. 1-2. Babiowski hitting 7th in the order. All the runners for Poplarville have been generated by hit batsmen and errors. Low and inside, 2-2. Turned just a little bit. It was inside. Almost got hit there. Again, Sibley from the full wind with the bases loaded. The sophomore kicks and delivers. Too high, 3-2. So the carousel will begin as soon as Sibley commits to the plate. The runners will be off with 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here comes. Runners moving, but that pitch is high and away. A walk and another run scores.
Now up to bat number 7, D'Artagnan Wilcox.
So everybody moves. Bases loaded again. And here's Dart Wilcox. Dart short for D'Artagnan, which is one of the 3 Musketeers. Lefty versus lefty this matchup. So Tynes goes to third, Belsom at second, and Babiowski at first. First pitch, swing and a miss. So Poplarville has scored 2 runs without the aid of a single hit. Sibley comes set, the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, here's a drive to left center field. Javen Williams is all over that one. He's there to put it away. And that'll finish the inning. So again, 2 runs on no hits. For Poplarville, we have completed an inning here in Pop Vegas, and Sumrall leads at 6-2. Other sponsors that we want to thank while we get the opportunity, our friends at Magnolia State Bank, Bellevue Specialty Eye Care, and Sonic Restaurants, who have already named Cross Sibley one of their athletes of the week. Premier Orthopedics also on board, as is Lewis Norman All-Pro Realty, where nobody's got their thumb on what's going on in the real estate market in Sumrall like Lewis Norman does. Diversified Forestry, a sponsor along with Granberry Henderson Orthodontics. So pitching change for Poplarville. So Belsom was the pitcher in the first inning, but he's already done. We documented about how he had already thrown a bunch of pitches in that first inning. And again, these two teams will turn right around, weather permitting, and play tomorrow night in another district game. Oh, no, it is Belsum still. I'm sorry. I thought there was a pitching change there, but Belsum's back out there. So here's Zane Berry to lead it off in the second inning.
Bat number 1, Zane Berry.
Berry, Crawford, and Garrity in this 6-2 game. Two righties will battle here. Zane singled his first time up, tried to push a bunt down the first baseline, did, and beat it out down the line. He takes a strike there. See if he has a inkling to bunt here, if they'll let him swing away. That pitch is low, 1-1. Because you really have to be careful giving Jackson and Berry free bases because of their foot speed. Because they get on first, realistically could be on third after a couple of pitches. 1-1 the count to Berry. Came into the game hitting .323. Next pitch is outside, 2-1 now. And the scoreboard is a pitch off. It is 2-1 to Zane. Belsum back to work, and here's a drive into right center field. That ball is down for a base hit. Zane Berry's second hit of the night. 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Didn't try to do anything more with it than hit it where it was pitched and roped it into right center field. So Berry's there. And here's Crawford now, who walked and scored in the likes of Sully Clark. His first at bat. Crawford hitting .310. So Sumrall seeing the ball well tonight. Berry not a very big lead at first, but Belsum will shorten up his delivery. And Crawford takes a pitch high. Earlier in the week, when you looked at the weather forecast, it looked rather tenuous as to whether this one would get in, but it's been a nice night so far, and although they are expecting storms to come through a little bit later, we're hoping to get this one in before that happens. 1-0 pitch. Swung on. There's a drive, and he ripped it to center field, but right at the center fielder, Tyson Holston. They had him positioned perfectly. As a hitter, that's what's so frustrating, too, because he really barreled that ball up. I mean, he hit it right on the button, but right at Holston. And sometimes you'll make poor contact and get on base. It's a funny game. Garrity homered to left center his first time up, kind of pushed it out that way. Oh, and the fact that there were 3 runners on base, there's that, too. 6-2. The visitors leading here. Right in the middle of the back. Garrity gives a little glance. Continues to look at Olson. Belsum, rather, as he heads down to first base. And it's not like Garrity's not used to getting plunked.
Bat number 3, Seth Mitchell.
In fact, coming into this game, he had the lead with walks either intentionally, and that kind of goes in the book as the same thing as a walk, but he's been hit more than anybody. He's been walked the most on the team and has also been hit more than anybody else on the team. And here's Seth Mitchell, who in situations where he has been in like this, he has delivered to the tune of a .467 batting average. Runners on first and second. First pitch to him is a strike at the belt buckle. 0-1. Javen Williams on deck. Sumrall trying to pad a 6-2 lead here, only in the second inning. Belsom brings the breaking ball in. Got a piece of it, but just tapped it foul at the plate. So Seth Mitchell will get back to work, but in an 0-2 hole here. Conference basketball tournaments are underway. The NCAA Selection Committee has its work to do this Sunday to make the field of, 66 teams in the NCAA tournament. That overlap time from basketball and baseball. Boy, really looking at Zane Berry. Now time called at the plate. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Boy, he hardly was set at all. And he's out on strikes. Boy, that was a quick pitch on Mitchell. So he goes down on strikes, the second out of the inning, and it'll be up to Javen Williams. Javen singled and scored his first time up. So with Barry at second and Garrity at first, they'll be off and running with 2 outs. Had several of you check in on our Sumrall roll call at 601-310-7077. Keep that number handy. You can reach us there all season long. The pitch is low and inside, ball 1. Should Javen get on, then Hunter Barrett would come back up. First district game of the year for both of these teams after terrific non-district starts. The 1-0, low again. Boy, Barry is getting a really good jump at second base. Once Belsom has committed that he's going to the plate. And Barry has the quickness and speed, of course, that he can get back if he needs to. Zane headed to East Mississippi next year to be a Lion. The 2-0 pitch, low, 3-0. And I'm not sure Belsom knew where that was. So Williams can afford to be on the take here on 3-0. And that's high, ball 4. So a 2-out walk loads him up again.
Now to bat number 7, Hunter Barrett.
And Hunter Barrett will be the man to try to produce here for Sumrall. Barrett hitting 7th in the order, wearing jersey number 7. As we mentioned, he walked and scored his first time. This is already his second at bat. We're in the second inning, breaking ball away, ball 1. Boy, Belsom has thrown a ton of pitches. And we're just in the second inning here. The 1-0 pitch. That one's there. 1-1. You have to credit the Sumrall hitters a lot too, though, because some of those pitches could be called either way, but have laid off of them really good eyes at the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Now time called at the plate. Invariably, when I say that pitch is coming, there will be time called or the pitcher will step off the rubber. It's just a skill I have. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. A beauty swing and a miss. Fooled Barrett badly on that one. Sumrall batting in the top of the second inning, leading Poplarville 6-2. But a base hit here could do some more damage. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase one up out of the zone. So Belsom comes back and strikes 2 out in the inning. And Sumrall strands 3. No runs on a hit. The line score, Sumrall 6 runs on 5 hits. Poplarville 2 runs on no hits, and Sibley will face hitters 9, 1, and 2, Cade Johnson, Tyson Holston, and Rhett Garrett. These 2 teams scheduled to play again tomorrow night at Sumrall. Hope to see you out there. 6:30 starting time. A little bit earlier tomorrow because they've got to play again on Saturday at 12 noon start against PCS. We get toward the end of spring break here. The guys got a little time off earlier in the week after that tournament in Hoover, which can take a lot out of you being away from home that long, playing that many games in a short period of time. Had somebody text a little bit earlier saying they are not the Raw Cats, they are the Bobcats. The explanation, it's just a contraction. As in some Raw Bobcats. Well, we certainly know they're the Sumrall Bobcats, but just kind of a little nick that we've assigned. So here's Cade Johnson now. Johnson, the left fielder. To face Sibley and the guys here in the bottom of the second inning, scheduled 7 innings. Lefty versus righty, the matchup here. The first pitch from Cross is across the plate. Strike one. After Johnson, they go back to the top of the order. Holston and Garrett, the 0-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. Cross just looks a little bit uncomfortable. When you talk about home field advantage, you're used to that mound, you're used to the field, all those sorts of things. When you're on the road, really don't have a lot of control over what you get there, but there's a strike, 1-2. Shirley Haddix from the Covington County Hospital. Well, Shirley, we hope that you continue to be on the mend. 1-2 pitch, tapped foul. Of course, the day that Miss Shirley had her accident, of course, everybody all over town was talking about it. She's kind of a Sumrall mainstay, one of our distinguished citizens. 1-2 pitch coming, civilly ahead in the count. Boy, that just missed inside. 2-2 now to even it up. Talked about the conference basketball tournaments going on. Southern Miss playing tonight at 9 o'clock out in Katy, Texas against the Marshall Thundering Herd. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Bender that worked the inside of the plate. So one away, and Tyler Holston, who tapped right back to Cross Sibley his first time up, comes back up. Southern Miss playing at Louisiana Tech this weekend in conference play. William Carey hosting Mobile in NAIA play. First pitch from Sibley is inside and high, ball one. 3-man umpiring crews in district play. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and fouled out of play to the left side. Here in Poplarville, have undergone a couple of renovations. They've got 2 rows of chairback seats right here behind home plate, which were not here last year. Building an expansion to the concession stand over to the other side. The 1-1 pitch, and that hit him in the helmet. That is another hit batsman. That is the 4th hit batsman of the night. Very uncharacteristic of Sibley. And Rhett Garrett is up there to bat, and he was the first hit by pitch victim. Last inning, he scored the first of 2 Poplarville runs. Sibley checks the runner now. Whoop. And that's a balk.
You didn't call time. You can't call after. Come on, that's a balk. You can't call it after.
Not sure if time was called. Apparently time was called. It didn't look like it. And it might have been called, but whoop. And the coach for Poplarville, Slade Jones, has just gotten the heave-ho. And now that he's gotten the heave-ho, he'll have permission to really unload. Cross Sibley stopped his delivery right in mid-pitch, which, if time isn't called, that's a balk. So the Hornets thought that it was a balk, which would give Holston second base. But the home plate umpire said no, the time was indeed called. So Slade Jones will get the early shower. And now getting a little bit close to a couple of the base umpires. And Slade Jones still talking to the home plate umpire, still jawing a little bit. Mike Cullip, the bigger of the two base umpires, in between he and Mark Harrington. And again, Slade Jones has been run. The Poplarville coach has been given the gaff. But before he goes, he's going to get his money's worth. And I don't know what the rules are as far as his ability to participate tomorrow night, because remember, these two teams play again tomorrow night. But again, time was officially called at the plate, which is why Cross Sibley stopped the delivery. From the 601, you're texting in, I'm so confused, what color is Sumrall wearing tonight? They are wearing dark gray pants, black jerseys, blue numbers that are trimmed in gold. And coach has been run, and he went back into the dugout, and now he's coming back out to home plate. Mike Cullip, the base umpire, shadowing his every move. So he'll be almost escorted out of the ballpark over there to our right as he just walks out of the picture. This can be very upsetting. You've got a veteran ball club in Sumrall, and very unlikely that they would be unnerved by something like this. And lots of times, coaches whose teams are behind will use this as a ploy to, get their teams fired up a little bit. So we'll have to see how the Hornets respond, trailing 6-2 here in the bottom of the second. They've got a runner on first with one out. I just kind of worry because as this game gets delayed for whatever reason, if there is a thunderstorm that we continue to hear will be brewing and coming through this area about 9 or 9:15, 9:30 somewhere, if the game doesn't get completed, that could be a problem as showers begin to pop up now around us, but to the west. So Rhett Garrett will face his first pitch here from Sibley in the second inning. First pitch is inside, ball one. So again, Sumrall wearing gray. It is kind of tough to see with a dark background. The gray pants with the black jerseys. And the trademark blue hats, of course. 1-0 pitch. Swung on. Here's a grounder to second. Zane Berry picks it. Beautiful play as he was breaking toward the bag. The Hornets were on the move there, so Berry originally went to his right, then saw the ball was hit to his left, scooped it, and made the play.
Now to bat number 2.
Good defensive play there. Holston now at second, and that'll bring up Breerwood. Blaze Breerwood, B-L-A-I-S-E, and I think there is a Saint Blaze. In the Catholic faith, I think there's the Feast of Saint Blaise, which is a blessing of the throats, if I'm not mistaken. So Holston at second base with 2 outs. He'll be running on contact. Here's a drive to left center field. Javen Williams is not going to get that one. It's over his head. Breerwood rounds first. He's on his way to second. He'll be there with a 2-out double. And it's 6-3 Sumrall.
Now to bat number 3, Kanan Ray.
And he's in scoring position now with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Kanan Ray, who hit a funky little dribbler down to Barrett at third base. And the spin on it was just really troublesome. And it ate Barrett alive back in the first. So a 6-3 ball game now. Pickoff back at second base. Breerwood was saying that Tanner Morgan impeded his ability to get back to the bag. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Kanan Ray to get to work here, lefty versus righty. First pitch to Ray, swung on, chopper to third. Barrett's got it, should be routine, and that throw is, as usual, right on the money. But Poplarville does come up with another run on one hit. The Breerwood 2-out double. So we've completed 2 here in Poplarville at Sumrall 6 and Poplarville 3. If you haven't checked in yet, we'd love to hear from you at 601-310-7077. Some of our other sponsors and our Sumrall webcasts include La Torres. La Torres, the traditional homemade, hometown restaurant. Not far at all from where Bobcats play baseball. Seafood, steaks, chicken, salads, sandwiches, po' boys, much more. And don't forget that country lunch plate, which includes a salad and a drink. La Torre Fine Foods, 1143 Highway 42 in Sumrall. If you ever get to La Torre's, which I know many of you do quite often, make sure you let them know how much you appreciate them making these games available on the web. Mason Story, Tanner Morgan, and Dennis Jackson will come to the plate in the top of the third. Mason flew out to right field his first time up.
Down to bat number 6, Mason Story.
As Belsom back out for another inning of work. In case you missed it, Poplarville coach Slade Jones got the gaff. He was tossed from this ball game. Last inning. First pitch is a breaking ball away, 1-0. Mace came in hitting 148 with a homer and 2 runs batted in. Sumrall batting in the top of the third inning. The 1-0 pitch. Took something off of it, but found the strike zone in the upper part of the zone. 1-1 now the count. The Hornets won the district in football, nearly won the state championship. 1-1 pitch, that was tapped foul. One and two now the count. And, you know, when you look back at football season, the team that really gave Sumrall the most trouble in district was Sumrall. Toward the end of the year, right back here in the football field behind us, the 1-2 pitch. Took something off it, reached out, tried to rope it into center field, and that ball drops for a base hit. Nice job by Story reaching out, extending those arms.
Down to bat number 27, Tanner Morgan.
It was a strike, no question about that. And he did exactly what he should have done with it. Went with it and deposited it into right center field. So here's Tanner Morgan, who singled and was credited with an RBI his first at bat. Tanner hitting 154 with a homer and now 5 runs batted in. Now fell off of the rubber. No timeout is called. And Belsom stopped in mid-delivery. But you notice that the Hornets are not really arguing this with the home plate umpire. Now one of the assistant coaches is discussing something with base umpire Mark Harrington. I'm not sure what it could be, because there was not even a motion or anything that looked like it was close to being called timeout. Belsom just stopped in the middle of the delivery. And as a consequence, Story is awarded second base. Man, this has kind of been bizarre. This early in the game. Now the umpires are huddling up. And it's not like I could tell you every single thing about the game of baseball, but being around it as long as I've been, I have no idea what they could possibly be discussing here. So we're in a delay here while they kind of sort this out. Anytime, of course, a pitcher starts a motion and does not complete the pitch, baseball 101, you know that's a balk. Sumrall fans getting a little bit antsy here, as there have been a lot of delays in this game. You hear the wind whipping through our microphones again, even though we do have wind screens on them. Belsom will continue to try to loosen up here. And while we get a chance, we want to give a shout out to Warren & Warren Asphalt. Warren & Warren Asphalt, proud to support local high school baseball, providing quality asphalt work for businesses and homeowners throughout the state. Warren & Warren is Mississippi owned and operated. You can call Larry Warren 270-4637 and he'll even answer his own phone. No job too big or small, but a reminder that Warren & Warren does not do highway work. Warren & Warren Asphalt, proud to support the Sumrall Bobcats. So the conversation has broken up in a sarcastic round of applause from the fans here. But the bottom line, as Stone Cold used to say, Mason Story's at second base with no outs and Tanner Morgan to bat. Belsom from the stretch, fastball, strike at the belt buckle. Story hitting ninth in the order. So the double play's off the table now with Story at second base. Breaking ball, foul tip, strike two. So Morgan has dug an 0-2 hole here. Belsom to work. Another breaking ball swung on, grounded to short. Breerwood dives to his right. Throw to first on a hop. What a play by Breerwood to dig it out of the dirt and get Tanner Morgan at first base. Story stays at second on the play. Base running was perfect there by Story. You don't want to run into an out at third base, especially when you're already in scoring position. So here's Jackson. He's been hit by a pitch and scored. He flew to center field. Pitches in the dirt, 1-0. Sumrall batting in the top of the third, leading the Hornets of Poplarville 6-3. Where their phrase is, they bring the sting. First pitch is a high chopper to short. Tough play by Breerwood. Across his body, throw to first. The ball gets away. Jackson will motor down to second base. Story will advance to third. That is the pressure that the running speed of Dennis Jackson puts on your defense. So runners at second and third. And here is Zane Berry now, who has singled twice. So that average of 323 continues to creep upward for Zane Berry. First pitch to him. Took something off of it, but a nice pitch on the outer part of the plate, strike one. Sumrall now has the meat of its order really coming to the plate. Hitters 2, 3, and 4. One out here. Almost another great play by Breerwood, but the throw just couldn't have been dug out by Dart Wilcox over at first base. Swung on, popped foul right over our head here. 0-2 now. To Zane Berry hitting second in the order for Larry Knight.
Hey, stay in there. Let's bring that run in.
Story, you would think on a deep fly ball, would be tagging with just one out. 0-2 pitch. Strike three. Berry was fooled. Down on strikes he goes. There's 2 away now. Now Story won't have to worry about tagging. He'll be going on anything. And here's Crawford. Crawford walked and scored and then hit a scorcher to center field, but it was caught by Holston. Righty versus lefty, the matchup here. Belsom's high, ball one. There was that one fan out in the white truck in the outfield that used to be in right center field. He's now moved his perch to left center underneath the scoreboard out there. The 1-0 pitch. Too high. 2-0 to Crawford, so he's worked himself into a fastball count now. At 2-0. We've talked before about good hitting is taking other pitches out of the equation, but he brought the bender in on 2-0. That's out of the zone. 3-0. Crawford is perhaps a pitch away from getting the bases loaded again for big-time Billy, who's already hit a grand salami tonight. The 3-0 pitch. Too high. 4 straight pitches out of the zone, and Crawford is on. So they're loaded again for Garrity. And you're not thinking what I'm thinking. Notice I didn't say anything. I'm just thinking. Garrity came in hitting .280 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs, but he's already propelled that to 3 homers and 15 RBIs. First pitch, there's a drive right at second base. They'll flip to second for the force out, and that retires the side. So Garrity got the fastball he wanted. But the Bobcats will strand 3, leaving the bases loaded. Here in the top of the 3rd inning, nothing across.
Just a reminder,
on a couple of hits. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd here in Pop Vegas. Bobcats lead the Hornets 6-3. And what a song they're playing on the PA system. Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. Anthony James watching on YouTube tonight, saying you still have the gift of gab. Well, thank you very much. It's a privilege and an honor to get to do these games.
Adam, how about this song? How about this song?
Cross Sibley out for his 3rd inning of work. These 2 teams will meet again tomorrow. A 6:30 start, and then PCS comes to town on Saturday. That'll be a noon start. The River Cats of Pearl River,
Now to bat number
excuse me, the
18,
Pearl
Brady
River
Tynes.
Wildcats will be playing basketball at the national tournament in Hutchinson, Kansas next week. So good luck to Chris Oney and his basketball Wildcats. The Rawl Cats here lead the Hornets of Poplarville 6-3. Brady Tynes, Jordan Belsom, and John Babiowski. Boom Babiowski up to bat for the Hornets here in the bottom of the third as we start to feel a few sprinkles. A wicked bender drops in for strike one. Just a couple of very light sprinkles. Nothing to worry about at this point yet. 0-1 pitch. And that hit him. That grazed the jersey. Another hit batsman.
Now to bat number 25, Jordan Belson.
That is the fifth hit batsman of the night for Cross Sibley. Very uncharacteristic. And here's Jordan Belsom, who was a hit by pitch victim in his first at bat. Sumrall would love to get the crisply hit ground ball here. Sibley checks the runner. There's a pitch to drive. Let it go by. Strike one.
Let's go. Keep us play now. Let's go.
Sibley again checking the runner. This time he'll go to first base. And they got him out. A great pickoff move. And Tynes is erased. Well, that's one way of recording the out. Probably the most unorthodox one there is, but counts all the same. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Belsom has some work to do now against Sibley. Swung on, fouled out of play, got a good bit of it, but put it outside the right field foul line. Nothing in two. Thank you all for the kind words, those of you that are texting in. Here's a pop-up right here in front of us. Crawford had his giddy-up on, just couldn't quite get there in time. So it'll go quietly as a strike. Nothing in two now to Jordan Belsom. Bases empty, one out. Poplarville batting in the bottom of the third. The 0-2 pitch. Stuck the bat out there again, and this one caromed off the light pole over here to our right. Still 0-2.
Hey, that's two. Let's get him right here.
All of the tournament play, really, for Sumrall this year is about done now. 0-2 pitch. Just missed. So 1-2. Trying to get him to chase one out of the zone. They really play him to go the opposite way. All kinds of room in left field for Jordan Belsom. The 1-2 pitch. Missed inside, 2-2. Bases empty, one away. Sibley again from the full wind. 2-2 pitch, foul tip, but stays alive. Has got just enough of it to knock it out of Crawford's glove. But again, a lot of you have checked in on our text line, but so many of you too texting in very kind words. Thank you. 2 balls, 2 strikes, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 away, and that'll bring up
Now to bat number 11, John Babiowski.
John Babiowski. The captain of our all-name team has to be. First pitch from Sibley. Outside, ball 1. And spelled exactly the way it would be pronounced. B-A-B-I-O-S-K-I, Babiowski. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive to right center field. That ball is hit well. Billy Garrity is on the move and makes the catch, running toward the warning track. Good catch there by Big Time, and that'll do it for the Hornets in the third. We've completed 3 here in Poplarville. It's Sumrall 6, Poplarville 3. You're watching Area High School Baseball on your Sumrall Athletic YouTube channel. Heading to the top of the 4th inning here in Pop Vegas. And you know, only really important people watch our games online. A lot of fans, of course, travel with the Bobcats, but I mean, you talk about the celebrities tuning in tonight. Trey Grantham and Fresh Berry watching the game tonight. Glad to have you guys along, and so far the news is good. 6-3. As Seth Mitchell, Javen Williams, and Hunter Barrett will come to bat. Here in the top of the 4th. The Cats got 6 runs in the first inning and have made them hold up. Poplarville came back with 2 in the first and then got 1 in the second. A lot of bizarre happenings, grand slam, home runs, hit by pitches, balks, attempted bunts, just about everything this game has had so far. First pitch from Mitchell is a fastball strike. Mitchell has struck out twice, so he's looking to put the ball in play. Seth hitting a torrid .467 coming into this one. He has really seen the ball well. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Came out of his shoes on that one. Now they're shifting him over to the right side. Too high, 1-2. We mentioned Trey Grantham watching tonight, the pride of West Palm Beach, I think, or Vero Beach maybe. That pitch is swung on and fouled out of play, hit the football press box over here to our right. I think it's Vero Beach, where Trey Grantham is native. 1-2 pitch from Belsom. Swung on. That ball is driven inside the line. It hit the third base bag and then caromed inside. Good for a single. And the Cats are in business. Here in the top of the 4th with their leadoff man aboard and Javen Williams coming to bat. Javen has singled and walked. He's officially 1 for 1. Wind has been consistently pretty brisk and pretty stiff out towards center and left center field. Larry Knight now calling time and coming down toward home plate, as it looks like Hayden Barrett coming in to run for Mitchell. Kind words from the 601 area code. Great job on the ejection, describing the action before, during, and after. Thanks so much. And that one huddle that took place after Coach Slade Jones had been ejected, I still have no idea what they would have been discussing. But so here's Javen now. Sumrall trying to extend a 6-3 lead. First pitch swinging right into the net. He got the fastball that he wanted. Just couldn't barrel it up. Poplarville, the school colors at forest green and old gold. People said, what is old gold? It's kind of that metallic gold. Remember, New Orleans Saints have that old gold on their jerseys. 0-1 pitch, took something off of it and missed high, 1-1. Hunter Barrett on deck. district games almost count like 2 wins because they're the ones that determine who goes to the playoffs and what seed and all that. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, strike on the corner. Really, that was probably the best pitch that Belsom threw all night. Took something off of it and it tailed away from the right-handed hitter as it got to the plate. 1-2 the count to Javen Williams. Fastball missed. Out. 2-2. They play him dead straight away here. In on the edge of the grass at third base is John Babiowski. Not necessarily noteworthy, except it gave me the opportunity to say Babiowski one more time. 1-2 pitch, a fastball fooled him. Javen Williams strikes out, so there's 1 away. And that'll bring up Hunter Barrett, who has walked and struck out. The time that he walked, he plated a run. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. The rain has evaded us so far, and we hope that that will continue to be the case. Jordan Belsom has gone the distance for the Hornets. Cross Sibley, likewise for Sumrall. My first look at Belsom, of course, but Cross has not pitched his best game. Ground ball to second for 1, over to first, handled for a double play. So the Hornets come up with a 4-6-3 twin killing on the ground ball by Barrett. So no runs on a hit in the 4th. So Belsom made very quick work of the Cats in the 4th, and now Cross Sibley will face Dart, Wilcox, Cade Johnson, and Tyler Holston as the Hornets come to work in the bottom of the 4th inning. Of course, a big weekend is always a good time to head to the Movie Star Restaurant on Old Highway 11 across from Temple Baptist Church out in the Oak Grove area for a trip to that award-winning buffet that the Movie Star Restaurant puts out there. Pretty soon you're going to be able to get Movie Star's buffet on Waiter, the new app that you can have that food delivered. You can check out their Facebook page for more details. Eat dinner at Movie Star on Friday and Saturday nights, where those ribeye steaks are featured. Movie Star Restaurant. Glad to have them with us here on the webcasts. So Dart Wilcox comes to bat. Dart, short for D'Artagnan. He flew to Javen Williams in left field his first time up. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 for Sibley here in the 4th. Sumrall leading Poplarville 6-3. You see that up there in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. It's pretty tough for an old radio guy, though, to break those habits of giving the score. Baseball, of course, there's no clock, so you don't have to worry about that. First pitch is low. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Low and away. 2-0 now. Sibley has only given up 1 hit tonight, but he has beaned 5 batters. 2-0 pitch. That one's there for a 2-1 count now, as Cross has just been rearing back and pumping the fastballs in there. And when you've had a little bit of control trouble, that's probably what you want to do. There's another fastball strike, 2-2. Lefty versus lefty here with Cade Johnson on deck. The co-pilot for Poplarville piloting the ship now is Coach Slade Jones. Got thrown out. Another fastball, and Wilcox never took the bat off his shoulder. He's down on strikes. The 3rd strikeout of the night. Credited to Sibley. So one away. Civilly to work. There's another fastball strike. Just working the fastballs, trusting your defense a little bit. Swung on. There's a shot first base that gets under the glove of Mason Story. Rounding first on his way to second. Head first slide and in there.
Now up to bat number 1, Tyson Holston.
So a runner at second with one away, and Tyson Holston is up to bat now. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Riley Passman with that double. Now time is called again. Larry Knight having a discussion with the home plate umpire. From our vantage, the ball got under the glove of Story. Larry Knight having a discussion. Now they'll huddle up again. The umpires here. And again, I'm not really sure what they could be discussing. But Coach Knight and his assistants saw something. Now down here to the extreme right, from our vantage point, the dugout cuts our view off. And we're getting word now that the Poplarville folks are saying that Tanner Morgan faked catching the ball on that throw into second base, and that the runner should be awarded third. But I don't know why that would bring Coach Knight out of the dugout necessarily. And now they want to talk again. Wow, this is getting to be a Jerry Springer show, almost. Just waiting for people to start beating on each other out here. And an umpire's nightmare is to even give the perception that you're not in control of the game. Cross civilly continuing to try to stay warm, playing a little catch with Hunter Barrett. Oh, I know what they might be discussing. Riley Passman, the hitter, was not announced, was not put in the lineup. Riley Passman, the hitter, was not announced. He was not put into the lineup. So Larry Knight is calling that it was an illegal batter. Because I had Cade Johnson listed as the scheduled hitter. But Riley Passman was the man that actually batted. So that would be an illegal substitution, and he would be out. Even though he's at second base right now. That makes perfect sense. That's what they're talking about. So that is what they're discussing. Because Cade Johnson is who I had as the hitter. Cade Johnson struck out. Riley Passman clearly was the hitter, but he was not inserted into the lineup. He was announced by the PA announcer, but he was not inserted by the coach. So, and it doesn't matter what the PA announcer says, he has to officially be put into the ball game. So this is going to get real interesting real fast, because the rules are pretty clear on illegal substitutions. And the change has to be reported to the home plate umpire. Now the home plate umpire has pulled out his lineup card. And you go, well, why wouldn't Coach Snyder necessarily say something at the time? Well, if you get him out, it's no big deal. It's no worse for the wear. And if they let him stay, if they let Passman stay at second, they might rule that you should have called it at the time, not after the fact. So again, Dart Wilcox struck out. Sibley struck him out. Then Cade Johnson was the scheduled hitter, but Riley Passman came up there and wound up at second base. But apparently, Riley Passman was not officially inserted into the lineup. So Passman is going to be ruled out on the illegal substitution. And that will go over like a lead balloon in Pop Vegas. So out on an illegal substitution. Bases are empty, 2 away now. Bases empty, 2 outs for Poplarville here in the bottom of the 4th. Wow. A lot of you watching this webcast don't remember the TV show The Twilight Zone. But this is bizarre. So here's Tyson Holston with bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Cross Sibley ready to go. He's been ready for about a week. First pitch to Holston. Swing and a miss. Power versus power there as Sibley challenged him up and in. 6-3 Sumrall. Hornets batting in the bottom of the 4th. One pitch, swing and a miss again. These two teams will do it again tomorrow night in Lamar County. The 0-2. Low. Yeah, if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. You don't want to miss up in the zone, particularly with this wind blowing as briskly as it is out towards center and left center. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled over here to our left, so Holston stays alive, 1-2. Six runs on 8 hits for Sumrall. 3 runs on 1 hit for Poplarville. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball low. You go, how did the Hornets get 3 runs on only 1 hit? Well, again, Cross Sibley with 3 strikeouts, but he has beaned 5 players tonight. 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on, just got a piece of it to stay alive. And you can hear that wind cranking. We've got our meteorologist, Jeremy Thompson, over here to our right, monitoring any potential weather, but 9 to 9:30, we were told by weather folks, was the bewitching hour here as far as bad weather coming to Poplarville, but so far things pretty quiet. The 1-2 pitch from Sibley to Holston, and that hit him. A 6th hit batsman.
Now up to bat number 27, Rhett Garrett.
So the oddities of this game continue. And here's Rhett Garrett, who was hit by a pitch in the first. He came around to score. Excuse me. He also grounded to Zane Berry. Sibley checks the runner, brings the bender in there, and a beauty for a strike. Rhett Garrett, the designated hitter, swinging it for the catcher, Chris Hughes. The 0-1 pitch, breaker away. 1-1. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Civilly again to the plate. Fastball swing and a miss. Put it past him. Just challenged him. Take your best pitch and have the hitter take their best rip. The Hornets 8-2 coming into this game. The good guys 9-2. Now time is called at the plate. Good move by Garrett not to step out of the box until he knew that he had been awarded timeout. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Beautiful pitch in there for called strike 3. And Garrett knew that he was toast on that one. So 2 strikeouts in the inning and a bizarre illegal substitution. So nothing across for the Hornets in the 4th. And Passman would have had a double, but of course that was erased by the illegal substitution. So we go to the top of the 5th, and the Rollcats will send up Mason Story, Tanner Morgan, and Dennis Jackson. Hitters 8, 9, and 1. As Jordan Belsom goes out for another inning of work. Southern Miss getting ready to play in the Conference USA basketball tournament against Marshall. And Buffalo Wild Wings in Hattiesburg is the official viewing station of Southern Miss Athletics. Don't forget the menu is loaded with go-to crowd pleasers and that fast break lunch special every day. You can always support your team in a fun family atmosphere. Buffalo Wild Wings always ready to support area local high schools, including the Bobcats. Buffalo Wild Wings at the intersection of Hardy Street and I-59 in Hattiesburg. And ComSouth is a big Bobcat backer. ComSouth offers a full portfolio of two-way communications, 911 call taking, radio dispatch consoles, and safety solutions including GPS tracking. ComSouth with 4 authorized centers to better serve you: Hattiesburg, Laurel, Macomb, and Meridian. So here's Mace. He has flown to right and has singled. Did a good job fighting off a 2-strike pitch and put it into right field. First pitch swinging, pops it up. This is a mile high to the right side of the infield. But there to corral it is the first baseman, Dart Wilcox, and very quickly there's one away. From the 601 area code, if you're keeping score, how do you score an illegal substitution? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. So here's Tanner Morgan. He singled with an RBI and grounded to short. Swing and a miss there on an off-speed pitch. Glad to report I don't know a lot about illegal things. Swing and a miss. Attacked Morgan with an 0-1 fastball there. So Tanner, having a 1-for-2 night with an RBI, is in an 0-2 hole here. Cats batting in the top of the 5th. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Dennis Jackson. DJ has been hit by a pitch and scored. He flew to center. Those were both in the first inning when they sent 10 to the plate, and he singled in the 3rd. So officially 1 for 2. The first pitch bounces up there. Base is empty, 2 outs. In the top of the 5th, Sumrall leading Poplarville 6-3. A 1-0 pitch coming. Swung on. There's a shot, a rip down the, just inside the left field line. Fair. Jackson rounds first. He is reeling into second base with a stand-up double with 2 outs here in the 5th. So he's there in scoring position now at 2 away. A 2-for-3 night for Dennis Jackson will elevate his .385 batting average. And here's Zane Berry, who's also 2 for 3. And should Zane find a hole here, that would plate Jackson from second. Took something off of it, but missed high. Well, I don't know what the pitch count is on Belson, but it's got to be on up there. Both starters still in the game. One 0 pitch is inside. Two 2-0 now to Zane Berry. Checks the runner. There's a fastball that Berry was able to fight that one off, but put it out of play down the right field line. You know, the illegal substitution thing, weird as it is, there's no need to report it. If you record the out, there's no need to say anything about it. But when Pressman wound up at second base, then that's when you call timeout and say, wait a minute, that wasn't the hitter who it was supposed to be. 2-1 pitch, took something off of it, missed high, 3-1 to Berry. But that's why you pay attention to every little detail. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, here's a drive down right field. This one is being looked at in right field and hauled in by Kanan Ray to end the inning. So no runs on one hit. Actually, the Bobcats have had hits in every inning, at least one in every inning. But they've made the 6 runs that they scored in the first hold up so far. So we go to the bottom of the 5th now. And Cross Sibley will face the teeth of the Poplarville order, Breerwood, Ray, and Tynes. Hitters 3, 4, and 5. As we hit nearly the 9 o'clock hour here. But Poplarville, if you haven't been to the town in a while, really growing, especially out, as you would expect, near the Pearl River campus, the new College Square Shopping Center right across from PRC on Highway 11. One of the biggest square footage Ramey's grocery stores right there, being flanked by other little shops. Pretty cool, right across from Pearl River. Breerwood reached on a fielder's choice. He doubled with an RBI. And according to my scorebook here, Breerwood has the only hit of the night for Poplarville.
Now up to bat number 2, Blaze Breerwood.
Breerwood has committed to Coach Seth Thibodeau and the Colonels of Nichols State. So you got Coach Seth Thibodeau coaching in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Sibley to Breerwood. Fastball is fouled out of play over here to our right. Breerwood, a junior, will probably be the quarterback for Poplarville next year when they hit the field this fall. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Breerwood, the son of Adam and Shanna Breerwood. His dad, Adam Breerwood, the president at Pearl River Community College. 1-1 pitch. Low and inside, 2-1. The rain has held off. You haven't heard that much this spring, have you? Here's the 2-1. Swung on, here's a chopper towards short. Tanner Morgan gobbles it up. Throw over to first base is in time. and then dropped the ball once he was trying to make the exchange, but it's an out. Breerwood out on the 6-3. One away. And here's Canaan Ray. There's a good biblical name for you, Canaan, right? You got Canaan, a good biblical name for Poplarville. Javen, a good biblical name for Sumrall. Ray has reached on an error, and he is grounded to third. So he's officially 0 for 2. First pitch from Sibley is inside, ball 1. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, kind of golfed that one down the left field line, but it's foul. Canaan Ray, a right-handed hitter, but brother Chandler, when he played at Poplarville, I think Chandler was a left-handed hitter and an outfielder.
Yeah, third.
The 0-2 pitch from Sibley. Swung on, fouled again. So 0-2. And boy, that made a mark. Could hear the clunk of that car all the way from here. Oh, every time a car gets hit by a foul ball, we're supposed to mention State Farm Insurance. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball missed low. 1-2 now to Canaan Ray with Brady Tynes on deck. Hornets batting in the bottom of the 5th. Sumrall got 6 runs in the first. The Hornets answered with 2 and then came back with 1 in the bottom of the second. And that's where we've been treading water since then. 6-3. Canaan Ray scoring 1 of the 3 runs for Poplarville. The 1-2 pitch. High and away. That might have been the hardest pitch that Sibley has delivered tonight. Sibley moved to the Lamar County area from Grenada about, 5-6 years ago. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a high drive to center field. Dennis Jackson measuring this one. He's there at the warning track and makes the catch. So Ray gave it a ride.
Bat number 18, Brady Tynes.
Because the wind is blowing out that way, you kind of hold your breath a little bit, but the park held it. So 2 up and 2 down, and here's Brady Tynes. He was hit by a pitch in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the third. So he's probably saying, what have I done to cross Sibley to deserve this? Breaking ball, strike. That one is there. Good bite on that sweeping bender. Puts Sibley ahead in the count, 0-1. Another breaking ball. This one's foul outside of first. So Sibley way ahead in this count now. Cross has struck out 4 batters tonight, but he has plunked 6. That is a strange stat. The 0-2 pitch. Tried to get him with a fastball, and this time Tynes put it foul left side. Southern Miss and Marshall just underway at the Conference USA Basketball Tournament in Katy, Texas. They win that game, they'll play in the semifinals tomorrow night. Pretty much assumed the only way Southern would get into the NCAA tournament is to win this tournament. And he got hit again, the 3rd time tonight. Brady Flypaper Tynes.
Now up to bat number 25, Jordan Belson.
Is on first base again. Victim of hit pitches. From the 769, killer game you're calling. Thank you. Swung on, there's a shot foul down the right field line. Actually hit the roof of the storage shed down here to the right. You guys are so kind. Sibley with a very intense stare in to get the sign. Throw over to first base. He already has picked off 1 runner tonight over at first. And incidentally, it was the same guy that's there now. Brady Tynes was hit last time up, and Sibley wound up picking him off. You notice Tynes only about 2 steps off the bag over there now. That pitch is inside. Somebody texted in on our text line asking are the Hornet players in too tight on the plate. It does not appear that way from here. And the ones that Cross has had most trouble with tonight have been the left-handers. And Poplarville's got its share of left-handed hitters. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a slow tapper down third, but that will wiggle its way foul. And quickly Barrett pounces on it. And it'll go as a strike, 1-2. Other teams in the district, you know, Purvis actually won this district last year. The Tornadoes also in Lamar County, Sumrall, Lawrence County. Greene County, I'm telling you, don't sleep on Greene County. And the Young Forest County Aggies matured a lot last year. Anthony James will get the most out of them during this season. The 1-2 pitch from Sibley. Check swing, but low. 2-2 to Jordan Belsom. Belsom has been hit by a pitch and struck out. So he's officially 0 for 1. Colby Sanford in the house. All right, it's an official webcast now that we've got the Sanfords tuned in. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Colby's always been so kind to us. Glad to have you along. News has been good so far. A lot of zeros up on the board here the last couple of innings. Payoff pitch coming. Runner will be going. Swung on, popped out of play. It's really funny because Brady Tynes down there at first base, who was picked off last time, even with a 3-2 count and the pitcher committing to the plate, he really didn't want to get started too soon for fear that Sibley would throw over to first base. So we'll rewind the tape and go again. Again, Tynes will be on the move. The 3-2 pitch, high and away. Ball 4. So the Hornets are starting to make a little bit of noise here, and that'll get Larry Knight out of the dugout. Because John Babiowski, who is a right-handed hitter, is scheduled to bat next, and you've got the left-handed throwing Sibley up there, even though Sumrall has a big enough lead to where any danger that Babiowski would threat would not even be the tying run. It has been a different kind of night for Cross Sibley tonight. Came into the game having thrown 20 innings, only giving up 9 hits. Of course, he's only given up 1 hit tonight. Walked 11, struck out 25. From the 601, apparently they don't want the government to know. They're just saying they're watching in Sumrall. They don't want to give us their name. But good to have you along in Sumrall from the 601. So here's John Babiowski now. He has walked and flown to right, so he's officially 0 for 1. And there is a car down the left field line that has got its headlights on. That I guess is not going to be a problem, but I've seen many Little League games stopped because somebody's got their headlights on. Runners on first and second, 2 away for Poplarville. Sweeping Bender in there for a strike. Babiowski hitting 7th in the order for Coach Slade Jones, who was given the heave-ho earlier in the game. He got tossed. The 0-1 pitch. Another Bender, another strike. So now Babiowski's got to guess fastball or Bender, and I would guess that the fastball would be coming now. Let's see. If I was hitting, I would read fastball here. The 0-2 pitch. There it is. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. Nice job by Sibley to get out of that small mess. The Hornets strand 2, and we have completed 5 here in Pop Vegas. Sumrall 6, Poplarville 3. The Wildcats will send Crawford, Garrity, and Mitchell to the plate. As we go to the 6th, and Belsom comes back out to work.
Everyone, please pull out their ticket and check for your number.
Hope that you'll join us tomorrow night in Sumrall for a 6:30 start. These two teams. JV, of course, will play early.
Once again, 0448210. If you're the winner, please go to the concession stand to get your prize.
Martin's E-Tax, a proud supporter of Sumrall Baseball, locally owned and operated by Michael and Jenny Martin. Of course, we're in the middle of tax season, but one of the cool things about Martin's E-Tax is they'll be with you all year round for personal and business tax services. The laws are always changing, and nobody does it better than staying on top of those laws and how they affect you. Martin's E-Tax, right across from Sumrall Town Hall, or you can call them at 758-0733. Graham Crawford officially 0 for 1. He has lined out to center but has walked twice. He'll be the scheduled first hitter here in the top of the 6th inning. Delsom back to work again. Belsom, the pitcher for Poplarville. You spell his name B-E-L-S-O-M-E. So righty versus lefty here. First pitch to Crawford is high, ball 1. Coach Knight a little bit late getting to his box over there, and he'll trot down to third, hoping that he'll be busy in this inning. Sumrall trying to increase a 6-3 lead. Now they're all kind of looking down there, telling that car to either move or maybe turn those lights off. And it is a problem now because Graham Crawford is a left-handed hitter. So as a left-handed hitter, of course, Crawford's on this side of the plate, so his eyes are looking right into those headlights. So you can add that to the list of baseball oddities here tonight. The game stoppage due to left field headlights. There, the lights go off. And good for Graham to call him on it. – 1-0 pitch coming now to Crawford. Breaking ball missed badly. So 2-0. Big time on deck. Actually, Billy will actually field that ball himself. Right here in front of us. You saw him in camera view. He's had him a game with a grand salami in the first. Breaking ball missed low. Crawford really good discipline at the plate. Crawford came into the game hitting .310 with no homers and 9 runs batted in. 3-0 pitch. He walked on 4 straight. So here comes big time now. Billy Garrity with the grand salami in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the second and grounded to second in the third. Marshall Phillips is running for Crawford down there now. Timeout is called, and it looks like that's going to be it for Belsom, and he has thrown a ton of pitches. It looks like it would appear that that's it for Belsom. That they might be making a pitching change here. Meanwhile, the Bobcat powwow right there in front of you along the first base line. Coaches Cooley and Broom there. Knight talking to Marshall Phillips. Marshall Phillips, man, what a future he's got in a Sumrall uniform. Just a freshman. Really gifted with speed. He will spend a lot of time at shortstop probably in his career, barring injury, of course. Coach Cooley talking with Garrity. Cooley, the hitting coach for Sumrall. Another nice comment from the 601. Thank you again for the kind words. So here's Billy, the cleanup hitter. Phillips can fly at first base. And now time is called. Actually, the way this is going, we might just load up the buses and go to Sumrall and play the next one. It's scheduled to start tomorrow night at 6:30. The way this is going, it might be 6:30 tomorrow night before this one ends up. So a pitching change in the offing here for the Hornets. Belsom is done. And they're going to the left-handed bullpen here. And, of course, why not with Garrity up there? Magnolia Place Retirement Home in downtown Sumrall is a place for your elders to enjoy retirement while receiving the quality care they need and deserve. At Magnolia Place, residents are cared for by dedicated resident assistants, nurses, and they enjoy home-cooked meals, activities, housekeeping, religious services, and recreation. Magnolia Place Retirement Home takes pride in honoring our elders and providing dignified care. 758-0600. That's 758-0600, or you can schedule a tour, message them on Facebook. So some jockeying here for the Hornets. Joseph Blakeney is the pitcher for Poplarville. Blakeney, the lefty, to face Billy Garrity here, but then he's going to have to battle some righties in Seth Mitchell and Javen Williams. Blakeney, the pitcher for Poplarville, an 8th grader. An 8th grader on the mound here for the Hornets. So with the 8th grader there, and then you've got the graybeard Garrity at the plate, the senior. And as usual, lefties tend to be pretty crafty and don't throw as hard as right-handed pitchers. But Blakeney in just the 8th grade, getting a good varsity opportunity here to face one of the best hitters in the district in Big Time Billy. So Blakeney's finished his warm-up tosses. We reset the table for you. Marshall Phillips down there at first base. From the Conference USA basketball tournament, Southern Miss leading Marshall 17-14. About 13 minutes left to go in the first half over in Katy, Texas. So here we go. The Cats batting in the top of the 6th inning, leading this one 6-3 and looking for more. So here's Garrity against Blakeney. Marshall Phillips, a freshman at first base, running for Crawford. So who would have ever thought that the freshman runner at first base would be older than the pitcher? What an opportunity for Blakeney as an 8th grader to get in. 1-0 pitch to Garrity coming. Challenged him with a heater. 2-0 now. And even though Blakeney is left-handed, you wouldn't expect Garrity to get much to hit, particularly since he planted one over the left field wall for the 4-bagger back in the first and the grand slam, as I feel a raindrop or two. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on. This is a moonshot to the right side. This is going to take forever just to come down. Caught, then dropped. And then alertly into second base, but pulling the runner off, or pulling the Blaze Breerwood off the bag at second. So unfortunately, it'll be scored in error, but Sumrall has runners on first and second with nobody out. And here's Sully Clark now. batting for Seth Mitchell.
Now up to bat number 2, Sully Clark.
So we know Sully's brother Sam and the rest of the crew out in Wyoming tonight. We're watching. Hopefully they're still on board. Larry Knight going through a series of signals from the third base coaching area down there at third. The Cats scored all their runs in the first. And here we are at the 6th. We've got runners on first and second now, nobody out. Sully Clark with a beautiful push bunt, and it gets through the infield. That's a base hit. Perfect time for the push bunt, particularly with the left-handed pitcher, because if the left-handed pitcher fields that ball, he has to turn completely around to make the throw to first base. But it looks like Blakeney was called off the play by Dart Wilcox, but Wilcox couldn't, who was also left-handed, couldn't make the play, and the bases are juiced now with nobody out. And here is Javen Williams. Javen has singled, walked, and struck out. He's officially 1 for 2 with a run scored. So as we set the table for you, Marshall Phillips is at third. Garrity is at second. Sully Clark is at first. And now maybe some lineup changes being implemented here for Poplarville. In case you're just tuning in, the Hornets had one of their hitters get a double earlier in the game only to have time call, and Coach Knight challenged that the hitter was never inserted officially into the lineup. It was announced by the PA announcer, but not officially given to the home plate umpire. Thus, the double turned into an out. There's a off-speed pitch on the corner to Javen. 0-1. Joseph Blakeney on the hill for Poplarville. Again, just an 8th grader. Hornets have got the infield pulled in. Another breaking ball, but that one missed. They want to try to cut down Phillips at the plate should he head that way. The disadvantage to having the infield pulled in is it doesn't even take a sharply hit ball to get to the outfield. The 1-1 to Williams. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Blakeney, for being as young as he is, looks terrific. Good command. Again, most left-handers are going to be pretty crafty and have to hit their spots. That's why the oddities of a Randy Johnson, the big unit, usually those left-handers don't throw as hard as the righties. So when you see one like Johnson, it's indeed a rarity. 1-2 pitch coming to Javen Williams. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So 1 out now. Bases still loaded. And here's Hunter Barrett,
Now up to bat number 7, Hunter Barrett.
who would like a mulligan on his last at-bat where he grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. The Hornets now will play regular depth and play for that double play ball. That would end the inning. Otherwise, they'll concede a run. Timeout called again. More negotiations than the United Nations tonight for both teams. It's been a lot of discussions taking place. Barrett came into the game hitting .286. He's officially 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch from Blakeney. Swung on. That's a shot, but foul wide of the first base line. 6-3 Sumrall. Looking for more here in the top of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled into the screen. Updating other basketball scores from the SEC tournament, Mississippi State leading Texas A&M. They've gone to the halftime at that SEC tournament game. State leading A&M 38-23. 15-point Bulldog lead against the Aggies. Southern Miss leading Marshall by 3 at last report. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a grounder to second. To second, 4-1, but the throw is off the mark. No outs will be recorded, and Sumrall has 2 runs cross the plate.
Now to bat number 6, Mason Story.
So it'll be scored as a fielder's choice and an error. There's a few raindrops now starting to fall. Now the rain is falling, lightly, but falling. Here's Mason Story. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Runners on first and second, 1 away. The Hornets got the ground ball that they wanted, but just could not turn that double play. Throw was off the mark to second base. That pitch is high and outside, 2-0 now to Mace. It's 8-3 Rawcats now as Sumrall batting in the top of the 6th. The weather forecasters said between 9 and 9:30 would kind of be the telltale sign. Just very few raindrops falling right now. Swung on and lifted out of play over here to the right. So 2-1 now to Mason Story, hitting 8th in the order. He'll be followed by Tanner Morgan. Bobcats have got some in-shots here in the top of the 6th. Now leading 8-3. The 2-1 pitch coming. Missed high. 3-1 now to Story. Blakeney was called upon after Belsom had thrown plenty of pitches in the game. Blakeney called upon to pitch to Garrity, the lefty. But now he has seen a parade of righties. 3-1 pitch fouled into the screen. Story knew the fastball was coming and couldn't quite measure it. Rain starting to fall a little bit harder now, although I'd still consider it light. It was just kind of a drizzle a second ago, but now clearly raindrops falling. 3-2 pitch. Foul again. Story staying alive. Tried to take that one to right field. It was toward the outer part of the plate. So the count stays full. Sully Clark is at second. Hunter Barrett is at first. The payoff pitch again. Runners going with 1 out. And Mason Story walks. Ball 4. So Clark is now at third. Barrett is now at second. Mason Story at first. And here's Tanner Morgan now. Tanner 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI. Lefty versus righty. Wind still blowing briskly out towards center. Swung on, popped out of play over here to our right. And that's as the rain falls, that's kind of the direction the rain is falling to, at an angle towards center field. So the rain going right into the pitcher Blakeney's face. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled into the screen. 0-2 now to Tanner Morgan. Umpire now out from behind home plate. I don't know if he's getting reloaded with baseballs. 0-2 is the count to Morgan. The scoreboard, kind of like satellite TV, is behind about a pitch. It's 0-2 to Morgan. Base is full of cats here with one out. Now Morgan wants time. Blakeney took a lot of time. And as a fan, you're sitting here thinking, don't take a lot of time, because I'm not sure weather-wise we've got a lot of time. The 0-1 pitch, 0-2 pitch rather, swung on. Here's a high drive to center field. That's being measured. Holston with the catch. They'll concede a run as Sully Clark tags from third and scores. It's a sac fly for Tanner Morgan. Second out of the inning and the second RBI of the game for Tanner. And the Rawcats will go back to the top of the order. And Dennis Jackson, he is the 9th Sumrall player to the plate in this inning. Bobcats have put 3 more across here in the 6th. Runners on first and second. Jackson tried to check the swing, and they'll want to appeal. They said he didn't go. Actually, I thought he did. But we got one there. 1-0 count to DJ. He's been hit by a pitch and scored. He flew to center and singled and doubled in his last 2 at-bats. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. So to look at the runners again, Barrett is at second. Story is at first with 2 outs. There's a strike to Dennis. So they've got the count right on the scoreboard. They just got the outs wrong. Two and 1 to Dennis Jackson. Sumrall sent 10 hitters to the plate in the first inning. That's there again. 2 and 2 now. Jackson's got to get to work. Now the rain has stopped. The light rain has stopped. And the wind has shifted now toward left. And I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but time has been called. He said with sarcasm, as that might be it for Blakeney. And it is, but what a great opportunity for the 8th grader to get in. And he did all right. So another pitching change, righty coming in. The Hornets have to balance the pitching staff and that they come back to Sumrall tomorrow night for a 6:30 start. Eli Goodwin is the pitcher for the Hornets. The 3rd, Belsom started. Belsom would be saddled with the loss in this game if this score holds. Blakeney was the 2nd, and now Eli Goodwin, the righty. Will come on and take over a 2-2 count to Dennis Jackson. Sumrall has already plated 3 here in the 6th to extend the lead to 9-3. Every step of the way, all season long, we'll be here for you, bringing you Bobcat baseball action on the web, thanks to our sponsors, including State Farm Insurance agents Stacy Clark and Lance Ware. Every time I hear that plunk of a baseball on a foul ball in one of the cars out in the parking lot, it reminds me to mention State Farm. Family Practice After Hours Clinic off of Highway 98 near Merritt Health Systems in Hattiesburg. Magnolia State Bank, also happy to have them on board, along with Bellevue Specialty Eye Care, where we joke that all umpires get free eyesight checks at Bellevue Specialty Eye Care and Sonic Restaurants. So Goodwin again inherits a 2-2 count to Dennis Jackson with 2 runners on and a man out here in the top of the 6th inning. Goodwin goes from the stretch and brings the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed. So the count goes full, and decision time again for Larry Knight whether to start the runners on 3-2 with one out. And he is double checking to make sure he is going to put the runners in motion here once Goodwin starts to the plate. There they go. Swing and a miss. Jackson is out. Oh, there were 2 outs. That's right. The scoreboard had just 1 out up there. So they would have been going anyway. So Jackson is retired on strikes. That's it in the 6th, but they come across with 3 more on 1 hit. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter Barrett on in relief of Cross Sibley. So Sibley's night is done, and he'll face hitters 8, 9, and 1. Wilcox, Johnson, and Holston for Hunter Barrett, the stalwart third baseman for Sumrall. Sully Clark, who was inserted into the game and hit. Sully will get some more mileage over there at third. And that'll be the only change, I think. We'll see. Here comes Graham Crawford. Appropriately, Michael Jackson's song Thriller is on the PA. It said it's close to midnight. And that's going to be about the time we get done with this one tonight. We've had a little bit of everything. So Hunter Barrett will come on and try to finish it up for Cross Sibley. Sibley would get the win in this game. Sibley couldn't lose it. He can only win it. And that's good because he had a tough break loss over in Hoover, Alabama as part of that perfect game tournament. What great experience the kids got over in Hoover. So here's Dart Wilcox. He's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout.
Now up to bat number 7, D'Artagnan Wilcox.
What a cool name though, Dart, huh? Cool as baseball name as that is, it'd be even cooler if you ran track and you had a name like Dart. Dart here and there. First pitch from Barrett is inside, ball 1. Graham Crawford will get him some fresh leather there. Righty versus lefty, the matchup. Now officially inserted, Riley Passman is on deck. We'll get to that more of that story in a moment. 1-0 pitch is inside, 2-0 now. Barrett pitched a no-hitter over in Hoover against St. Pius of Georgia. There's a fastball strike. It was a 5-inning win for Sumrall, but Barrett went all 5 innings and did not allow a hit. The 2-1 pitch. Low, 3-1. Dart Wilcox, a senior for Poplarville. The 3-1 swing and a miss was behind the Barrett fastball. So the count fills now at 3-2. Hornets batting in the bottom of the 6th, trailing Sumrall 9-3. Swung on, little chopper right back to Barrett. Had to measure that one, flips over to first base for the first out of the inning. Rain has stopped completely now.
Now up to bat number 5, Riley Passman.
Now again, Riley Passman was just announced, and we think that he is now officially in the game. Passman last time up doubled, and when he was standing there, as soon as he got to second base, Larry Knight was out of the dugout, called time, and said that although Riley Passman was announced by the PA announcer, he was not inserted into the umpire's official lineup, and that was indeed the case. So that double was taken off the board, and he was called out, and that's what the rule is. 1-1 the count to Passman. Swung on, fouled into the netting. 1-2 now. Boy, Sumrall so deep in pitching. Experienced pitching, young pitching. And look, it's all about pitching in baseball. 1-2 pitch. Missed that one. Looks like he just didn't have really good grip on that one. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty. 1 out for the Hornets here in the bottom of the 6th. Barrett, a quick worker. Gets the sign and ready to go. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Kind of sawed him off a little bit, and he was able to foul it off to the left. Southern Miss now leading Marshall 39-35 with about 2 minutes left to go in the first half at the Conference USA tournament. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3, a fastball at the knees on the inner part of the plate. He got him on strikes. So 2 away and back to the top of the order. And Tyson Holston.
Now bat number 1, Tyson Holston.
Holston is officially 0 for 1, but he was plunked twice by Sibley. First pitch to him, swung on. There's a grounder to second. Zane Berry gobbles that one up and flips over to first base for the easy out. And quietly, the Hornets go down in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We have completed 6 here in Pop Vegas. It's Sumrall 9, Poplarville 3. We go to the 7th in just a moment. You're watching Sumrall Baseball on Sumrall Athletics YouTube channel and Super Talk Mississippi. We do understand that that we have lost our video feed. We're working to get that back to you, but the audio is working, so we'll have to deliver, at least for now, give the game to you radio style. Zane Berry coming up to bat against Eli Goodwin here in the top of the 7th inning, with the All-Cats leading this one 9-3. Zane is 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Now we've got the picture back. First pitch is low and away, ball 1. Those numbers, Zane's batting average starting to creep up. He was a little disappointed in the way the season started. He said he was hitting the ball well, but just happened to be hitting it right at people. And that can be frustrating for a hitter. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. Eli Goodwin on in relief of Joe Blakeney, who was on in relief of Jordan Belsom. Swung on. Here's a drive to right field. That ball is going way back. That ball is at the track, but caught out there by Kanan Ray. Zane Berry flirted with the dinger, but it's just a long, loud out. And here comes Graham Crawford. Crawford has walked 3 times, and he has lined to center. So officially, he is 0 for 1. Southern Miss leading by 4 as they work toward halftime. Southern wins that game. They'll play the winner of Western Kentucky and North Texas tomorrow in the semis. First pitch. Here's a breaking ball strike. Poplarville in their home whites. Wonder what the Cats will wear tomorrow night. Their powders, maybe? Their powder blues? They like those unis. Here's the 0-1. Bounces in there. I haven't seen the gold on white yet. Lots of different combinations. you can go with. Sumrall has beaten much bigger classification of schools right there in the Hattiesburg area, including Hattiesburg and Petal. 1-1 pitch is low. Petal beating Oak Grove last week, 4-3. So that kind of raised some eyebrows. 2-1. The count to Graham Crawford. Bases empty and one out here in the top of the 7th. Swung on. There's a ground ball to second base. Over to first, and Crawford is retired. Nice play by Brady Tynes to kind of backhand that one. So quietly, 2 up and 2 down, and here's Billy Garrity. They are at halftime now. Southern Miss over Marshall, 42-38. So here's Garrity. Reached on an error his last time up, has scored twice, and of course hit that grand salami back in the first. First pitch to him is low. 7th graders Cade Clinton, Brody Bass, and Tyler Sinclair are watching from the 601. Glad to have you along, guys. Better late than never. I don't know if you were here the whole game, but good to have you here. You picked a good time. Swing and a miss. Challenged Garrity with a heater at the letters, and he missed it 1-1. Now the rain has started to fall again, albeit lightly. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-2 now. Garrity behind. Garrity headed to Southern Miss. Southern Miss will play Louisiana Tech this weekend. And Conference USA play over in Ruston. 1-2 pitch missed high. 2-2 now. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty for Sumrall here in the 7th, leading Poplarville 9-3. 2-2 pitch coming. Breaking ball, strike 3. Garrity fooled on it. Down he goes. So Goodwin comes in and gets it done for the Hornets. Last chance 7th coming up for the Hornets. And Hunter Barrett will face hitters 2, 3, and 4. So he'll be swimming in some deep water and against the current here. But the Hornets have got a lot of work to do in just a little bit of time. Sumrall leading this one 9-3. Don't forget that tomorrow's game is a scheduled 6:30 start, not a 7 o'clock start. So don't be late. Love to have you at the ballpark. I mean, it's always good that you're with us here on the web, but we'd rather have you there in person. More rain working its way toward Poplarville, but probably another 20 to 30 minutes away, the significant rain. So I think we're going to be okay here. And if Hunter Barrett has his way, he'll mow through the opposition 3 in a row. Of course, the way the Sumrall field drains, Larry Knight Field drains, it can take a good bit of water. And as the weather forecast continues to evolve, it's looking better and better as far as getting baseball in. So here we go. Rhett Garrett. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the first. He grounded to second in the second, and he struck out looking in the fourth. This will be the first time he's had a chance to eye Hunter Barrett, righty versus lefty, this matchup. Now time is called at the plate. We got started about 10 after 7. Swing and a miss. No way caught up with that fastball. So we're about 2 hours and 40 minutes into this one. The 0-1 pitch. Another fastball, swing and a miss. Boy, Garrett's just really trying to time these Barrett fastballs and missing. Barrett on the mound, Garrett at the plate. Oh, I don't know how he didn't call that strike 3. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes to begin the inning. One away. And that'll bring up Blaze Breerwood. Breerwood had a double and an RBI back in the second. He is 1 for 2 officially. Righty versus righty, the matchup here. The bat bouncing off the shoulder. First pitch is high, ball 1. Just a couple of brief little instances of some light rain. Just enough to dampen the dust a little bit. Actually worked out perfectly. 2-0 the count to Breerwood, hitting third in the order. Kane and Ray on deck for the Hornets. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Challenged him with a heater. And again, Hunter Barrett's been pretty transparent. He's just rearing back and blazing strikes in there. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Fouled out of play down the right field line. Breerwood just behind it a hair. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty and an out. Here in the last chance 7th for the Hornets. These two teams will play again tomorrow in Lamar County, and then Sumrall will host PCS on Saturday. That's a 12 noon start. 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. Breerwood hitting third in the order. Swung on, fouled into the screen. And again, Barrett just chunking it as hard as he can in there. Breerwood had played some second base last year, over to shortstop this year. 3-2 pitch, swung on, fouled again. We got a clash of titans here going. And obviously somebody will win this battle here. But Barrett's just said, I'm throwing as hard as I can, you hit it. 3-2 pitch, fouled again, out of play. And now Larry Knight to the mound. And with those four or five fouls there was a story that former U.S. President Ronald Reagan used to do baseball play-by-play, and there was a ticker tape machine that he would recreate baseball games. Looks like Barrett is coming out of the game now. And when the ticker tape broke, before they could get it fixed, Ronald Reagan just had the hitter foul off as many pitches as possible before, and then caught back up once the ticker tape was broken. Stogner on in relief now to try to finish this one up. The right-handed sidewinder. And you see how low he gets when he makes that delivery. He'll inherit a 3-2 count against Blaze Breerwood. So Breerwood will dig back in there with a 3-2 count. So Barrett will go back to third now. And Stogner sees that the count is 3-2. First pitch missed. So Breerwood took 2 pitchers, but he was able to coax a walk out of him. And here's Kane and Ray now. Kane officially 0 for 3 with a ground out, a fly out. and a run scored. Stockner trying to put it away for Sumrall here in the first district game of the year. Swung on a chopper to second. Barry goes to second for one. There will not be a play at first. So it goes as a fielder's choice, but that's exactly what the Cats wanted there. So 2 away. Ray is at first base, and here's Brady Tynes, who's probably saying, thank goodness it's somebody other than Cross Civilly, because the left-hander was pegged all 3 times tonight that he was up to bat. Civilly pegged him. So the first pitch from Stockner is a beauty in there for a strike. Boy, he gets really low to the ground. Oh, Limbo Stockner, how low can you go? Sumrall 1 out away here from nailing it down. Swung on, ground ball right back. Actually caromed off of Stockner's leg. This is a hit. Caromed right off of his leg toward Hunter Barrett, but no play could be made.
Now up to bat number 25, Jordan Belsom.
So runners on first and second, and Jordan Belsom, who was the starting pitcher in this game, comes up to bat now with 2 away. Righty versus righty here. Tanner Morgan was holding that runner at second base, which left all kinds of room open on the left side. There's a called strike. Belsom hitting in the 6th spot for the Hornets. The 0-1 pitch. Took something off of it. Beautiful pitch. Pulled the string on that one. And the Cats down to their last strike here. Still a lot of work for the Hornets to do if they're to get back in it. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Off-speed pitch on the corner. And that does it. Stockner does his job striking out Belsom, and that's it. Sumrall a winner over Poplarville tonight, 9-3. Cross Civilly takes the win. Belsom takes the loss. The All Cats and the Hornets will be back at it again tomorrow night at 6:30 starting time in Sumrall. Hope to see you then. For producer, engineer, and director Jeremy Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thanks for joining us. You have been watching, in high definition by the way, Sumrall Bobcat Baseball.
I'll just get ready for tomorrow night, man. I'm always there. The show don't run, but I'm there.
I won't be able to give you a place to sit.
No, I'm up on the 3rd floor. I got
One more toss out to that coach and he's done. Like, I think that's the rule on there. Isn't it like 3?
I don't. Why, has he already been tossed once?
Yeah, he's already been tossed once this year. So,
Well, what about the next game? Right tomorrow night? Wow.
yeah.
You better keep this cool, because it's a disservice to the parents.
It makes the game longer.
Do you see that ring on your finger? How's that working out?
It's good.
Is it?
It's like dating, just with different terms and conditions.
Every time. Yeah. Those are the different terms and conditions. You lose every time.
It's good. It was
So,
good to see you.
Good. Yeah. See you
You
tomorrow
trying to
night,
talk
maybe?
him out of being married to me?
Huh?
So you trying to talk him out of